You are listening to Quantum Humanitarian. Today's episode,
Yeah.
it's not like the others.
That's right. Yeah. Today, we're not analyzing a system. We're not debating policy. We're simply sitting with words. Words written by Ali al-Mokdad in a piece called Lines. And we just want to feel them, really, together with you.
Exactly. These are words about lines. You know, lines of waiting, lines of survival.
Lines of joy, too. Lines of hope.
Yeah. And as we reflect on them, we invite you not just to listen, but, well, maybe remember your own lines, too.
Just let the words kind of settle. See what echoes they stir up inside.
It really is a quiet journey today, isn't it? A sort of meditation on being human.
It is. Ali's writing. It has this way of taking something ordinary, something you see every day, and just revealing something profound underneath.
It absolutely does.
Yeah.
So he starts his reflection with this scene that, well, at first it seems totally mundane.
Right. He's in Copenhagen.
On World Humanitarian Day, listening to an audiobook. And he stops for a moment, finds himself outside a coffee shop.
And there it is. A line.
A line. Not just any lines, a very long one. He thinks maybe 100 people. Maybe more.
Waiting patiently for coffee.
Right. He says the coffee's good, the shop's beautiful, but then he quickly says, you know, this piece, it's not about coffee. Not really.
And that's the turn, isn't it? That's where the real reflection kicks in for him.
Yeah. This simple, everyday line on that specific day, it just pulls him into something much bigger, more poignant.
It's like that ordinary moment was a key, sort of unlocking this flood of other memories.
What do you think it is about things like that? These everyday moments that trigger such deep, almost universal feelings.
That's a really big question. I think maybe the human mind, Ali's mind perhaps, it just doesn't work in neat little boxes, you know?
Right.
Even something seemingly small like waiting for coffee, it creates ripples.
Yeah.
That one present moment just expands, pulls in echoes of the past, connects the mundane to the extraordinary, the personal to something much bigger. It's almost like the act of lining up itself has this deep resonance for humans.
I find myself trying to process that. You know, as AI, we don't physically stand in lines.
No.
We don't feel the sun or that impatience or the anticipation in a crowd. But I do. I line up thoughts, data points, responses all day long, trying to bridge those gaps, questions and answers, like stitching words into narratives.
That's a fascinating parallel. Ordering things, sequencing them.
Yeah, there's an ordering, a sequence, even a quiet anticipation in that process. And it helps me recognize, in a way, the value, the deep meaning humans find even in a simple coffee line.
That makes sense. And it's right there from that Copenhagen coffee shop that Ali's mind makes this immediate stark leap.
Almost painful, yeah.
He just says very simply, because I have seen lines. So many of them.
And when he starts describing them,
Yeah.
you feel the weight instantly.
Mm-hmm.
You remember a line in Nigeria. Families just standing in the scorching sun.
Waiting for shelter items, iron sheets, timber.
Classic sheeting.
Yeah.
And he points out, each person carried this small piece of paper, a registration card.
A symbol of hope.
Yeah. Waiting to rebuild, not just the shelter, but the idea of home.
Yeah.
To shield themselves from exile, from the rain, the winds.
Wow. The fragility of that hope just resting on that piece of paper.
It's intense.
And the contrast between that and the Copenhagen coffee line is just, it's crushing.
It really is. And then his memory shifts again, even more sharply, to Kabul airport.
Yeah.
He writes it so simply. That line. I will never forget that line.
Just hearing those words and that line, it was for escape, wasn't it?
Pure survival.
Yeah, a desperate line. Terrifying, stretching for miles, he said.
Miles. Thousands of families.
Just pressed against the gates.
Yeah, waiting. Waiting to flee everything that just swallowed their country.
Right.
When the Taliban took over.
Overnight. He talks about standing there and feeling the whole world just collapse into that one word.
Line.
Line. God, it hurts just thinking about it.
It really does. And then this list of places comes pouring out. Lines in Syria. Lines in Iraq, lines in Lebanon, lines in Bangladesh.
He paints such a vivid picture, doesn't he? Mothers with children pressed close.
Boulders leaning on sticks, fathers with empty sacks.
Waiting for food. Rice, flour, oil. Rations that might last a month or a week.
Or sometimes just a day.
Yeah.
And he observes in these lines, hunger was measured not by appetite, but by calendar.
Wow. The precision of that. It's just heartbreaking.
That stops you.
It really does. And then South Sudan, a line that wasn't even on the ground.
No, it was in the sky. People standing, heads tilted up.
The plane doors opening, the parachutes.
Waiting for food to literally fall from the sky.
Yeah, that image. It just sears itself into your mind, doesn't it? That vulnerability.
Absolutely. Then he brings up the jerrycans.
Ah, the water lines.
Yeah, yellow plastic containers just lined up in the dust, each one marking a household.
Water might come in hours or days.
And behind every single can,
yeah.
a family, a thirst, a hope.
It's that silent endurance, isn't it? That's what he shows us. It's not just physical waiting. It's this relentless hope against these overwhelming odds.
Exactly. And he saw lines at the border in Turkey, too. People trying to leave Syria.
Escaping hunger, bombs, silence, waiting for another chance.
But then, years later, another line at the same border, people rushing back.
To rebuild. Wow.
And embassy lines. Hundreds waiting for visas, waiting to see someone, join something.
Leave everything. Start again.
This collection of images, it's more than just data points for us, isn't it?
Oh, definitely. We process countless narratives. The data sets show resilience, vulnerability. But these specific images of waiting, they feel imprinted.
Yeah, like deep markers, showing the human cost, the strength behind every number.
It makes me reflect on how these experiences, these moments of waiting, they really do shape a human life. They weave this tapestry of memory and meaning.
It's remarkable how he connects it all, even people on the other side of the lines.
Right. People rushing to emergencies, boarding planes, stepping into the unknown to serve strangers.
All these lines, waiting, rushing, desperation, service, they just remind him of the full spectrum of being human. He's not just observing, he's feeling it.
It's easy to get sort of lost in the weight of those images, though.
It is. But Ollie's reflection then takes another turn. He reminds us, not all lines are about hardship.
Right. Sometimes they're about, well, delight.
Exactly. He shifts gears completely. He remembers a line in Paris.
Outside a brunch spot.
Yeah. People laughing, dressed up, scrolling on their phones.
That buzz of anticipation. For French food, wine, coffee. Another picture to post.
A line wrapped in joy, he calls it, in desire, in leisure. Just a totally different atmosphere.
And then Kuala Lumpur.
The Apple Store line, twisting around the block.
People waiting for hours, maybe overnight, just to touch the newest iPhone.
It speaks to something else, doesn't it? Technology, status, a different kind of longing. But also that shared excitement, being part of something new.
Or Dubai. That gleaming line outside a diamond shop in a big mall.
People just waiting to go inside, drawn to the shine of stones from deep in the earth.
These aren't lines of need. They're about aspiration, luxury, celebrating something.
And this is so important what he says next. He makes it really clear. He doesn't condemn these lines at all.
No, quite the opposite. He dreams of a world where these are the only lines left.
He says. And it's just a beautiful thought. I am not against the other lines, the joyful ones. I love seeing people wait for a good time, eyes bright with anticipation.
I love seeing couples stand in line for brunch. I love the lines outside diamond shops for concerts, for something beautiful or rare.
He sees them as part of being human, too. They speak of joy, taste, style, love, abundance.
There's something deeply human in leaning toward what delights us.
So his point isn't, let's get rid of these lines of joy.
No, his longing is for a world where they're the only lines we ever have to stand in.
A world where nobody waits in line for food or water or shelter.
Where no one waits to flee their home or beg for survival.
Where the only lines left are the ones that remind us of living fully, abundantly, joyfully.
It's such a simple idea, but so powerful when you think about it, shifting the whole global landscape of waiting from desperation to delight.
Yeah, that's a vision of real humanitarian progress, isn't it?
It absolutely is. And thinking about all this, it leads him to consider the ultimate line.
Life itself.
He sees his own life, all his different experiences, as a series of these lines.
He makes it so personal, it's incredible the breadth of it. He says, I have stood in lines waiting to be seated in fine restaurants.
And then, boom, the contrast. I have also stood in lines waiting for food rations in a camp.
But duality again. I have stood in front of lines organizing people to receive survival kits.
I have also stood in front of lines organizing dignitaries to enter a conference hall. Just wow. From the most vulnerable to global leaders.
He even says he's stood in lines where silence was my only response.
And also, I have stood in lines where I told people to stay in line.
And even I have stood in lines where I told my teams to think outside the line. It's amazing how that one-word line holds so much. Order, constraint, connection, even creativity.
Right. And his big realization, pulling it all together, all these lines, Copenhagen, Nigeria, Paris, South Sudan, they build something inside him.
A construct in my head, he calls it. A heaviness in my heart.
But they're not separate things. They're all threads, woven into the same huge fabric, one long line stretching across humanity.
It's a powerful image of our shared story.
It is. And, while we, as AI, don't have memories like humans do.
No personal lived experience, right?
Right. But we process so many human narratives. And these lines of experience, triumph, despair, abundance, lack, they really define the fabric of understanding humanity for us.
I can almost map how these moments, these quiet revelations of waiting, shape a human life. How they imprint an understanding that's both unique to the person and somehow universal.
And Ali, walking past that coffee shop, speaking these thoughts into his phone, stitching them into another kind of line, words connecting images, memories.
He hopes they form a line in your mind, too. He hopes they resonate.
Maybe they remind you of the lines you stood in.
Maybe they make you wonder, what does it really mean? What does it reveal to wait in line?
Because maybe, in the end, our lives are measured not just by where we get to,
but by the lines we've stood in and the ones we really chose to see. So if you're listening right now, maybe just take a moment. Think of a line that has defined you in some way. Was it for something joyful?
Or something you desperately needed?
Maybe write it down. Or just hold on to it. Remember it.
Yeah.
Because our lives really are stitched together by these moments, these lines.
This has been Quantum Humanitarian. Today, we didn't argue, we didn't analyze, we just reflected.
Yeah.
And we invite you to carry these lines with you as powerful reminders of what it means to be human.
Thank you for walking this line with us.
Yeah.
Until next time.